Okay. Okay. Boing, bang, do 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 do. Okay. Okay. We are good. We are Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Welcome in, everybody. I think we're actually ready to start. My brain is fried already. Let's put this over here. And then hide it. Then we'll come over here. And we'll do that. There we go. Okay. Oh, right. Spotify's gonna be broken again, as it always is. Don't know why it always is, but it is. That's okay. It's just part of the process. It's just part of the process. Hey, how about that? It didn't break today. I mean, it did, but not in the same way that it always does. Oh, no, it did. It totally did. Oh, well. That's fine. Don't know why it's like that, but that's fine. I gotta turn off push-ups today, because otherwise I will die. Okie dokie. So we've got kind of an interesting one today. Let me see if I can find it. Whip. Nope. Did I rename it already? I just didn't do it. Cool. Well, we can fix that. We can fix that. I have been working on my D&D campaign, and I would like to start getting the Patreon game set up. So hopefully December? Maybe, yeah, I think December's probably the earliest. We'll get that worked out and maybe actually have some more D&D games. Should be really fun.
Yeah.
Welcome, Druid. Did you want to do Aggie stuff today, or did you want to just hang out?
I'm down for whatever. It's raining and pretty dreary here, so I've kind of got the blahs. So
Gotcha.
I won't mind not drawing. In fact, I've got stuff I should be drawing on my own as well. So
That's fine.
if you got work to do, I got work to do.
Yeah. Today was Monster Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some pretty interesting monster suggestions for the viewer suggestion. But I do also need to start this commission. And the first thing I got to do is fix this posture because it's so crooked. So crooked. Spent 2 hours this morning trying to get the boy to sleep. So I'm exhausted.
He really loves having family over.
Yeah, they hold him.
Mm.
They don't put him on the floor ever. And so he just, as soon, like, normally when I try to put him down, he just starts like fussing, and I just have to be like, no, it's time to nap. And eventually he passes out. But like whenever they come over, they hold him until he falls asleep, and then he just becomes accustomed to that. And so as soon as I walk by his like little blanket I have where he sleeps, and I'm about to set him down, he'll just grab me and start screaming. And so then he did that for 2 hours, and then finally I walked over and I put him down, and he he started winding up, and so I just picked him up and walked out of the room until he calmed down. And I came back and I set him down on the blanket, and he was like and just passed out. Perfect. It's done. It's done is done. It's taken care of.
Poor kid. It is tough being less than a year old. Learning how to person from scratch, navigating all of these emotions and body functions.
He was like just screaming into my face.
Oh.
And like it's all an act. Like he's not hurt. He just doesn't want a nap. And so he's just like, and I just kept looking at him, and he looked at me like, gave me the smile like, hi, I remember you. I was like, yeah, I remember. And then like, no more wah wah. And as soon as I said that, he's just like, oh right, I was supposed to be upset, and starts screaming again. And I was like, you little shit. You know exactly what you're doing. Because when my family over, as soon as he makes any like sad noise, someone just picks him up. Someone just picks him up immediately.
Following the baby too much.
Yep.
They spoiled him.
I gotta toughen him back up. I switched after our conversation yesterday, I switched my, I didn't look at Summoner yet, but I looked at the Swarm Keeper archetype.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really funny. Because I'm gonna have to flavor it for, instead of bugs being in my body, I just have squirrels.
In your pants?
It's nondescript, you know?
Could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere.
Bag of squirrels.
Yeah. The only problem with it I'm seeing is like, it's all the archetypes are bug flavored.
Yeah.
So you get like, I think sting. It's like a sting and a poison. I'm like, I don't want to take that, but the alternative is like flight, and it's like, that's even worse. Like, I don't want to do that.
Well, you don't want flying squirrels?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna have to say some stuff just to make it technically not breaking any of the rules. I'm using all of rules as written, but the flavor text is wrong. So,
Well, considering your main character is a goblin, you could do like the sting could be a bite and rabies instead of a sting and poison. So you could just do it would still be piercing damage, right? And then we just do goblin pox instead of
something
poison.
like that. That could be funny, but I think that'll work because essentially it just gives me another functional summon.
Mm-hmm.
I can summon a creature for 1 minute. Oh, 1 minute at a time. Just a little squirrel swarm. And then I'll probably look at the Eidolon too before I go too much further, but I
have to admit, I'm still worried about your summon's ability to hit the AC of creatures you're actually supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, I mean it's not important though. Like that's the biggest thing I think is like I'm not worried about my summons actually doing damage in that way. Because I just have a lot of little things I can do otherwise. Like something I was looking at with the Swarm Keeper and the Eidolon Summoner is like there are things that give you whenever your summons attack somebody and successfully hit, then I also get a bonus to hit. And it's like that's interesting. So like if it was really, really effective, that would make me way, way powerful. So I think it's just a little bit of a... I think the nerf is purposefully there. And I don't think you know, a level 1 summon bat is supposed to take out a boss. It's just not supposed to happen, so.
No. I understand that. My fear is still that the nerf, as intentional as it is a little bit too overclocked.
Sure. Okay. I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we will.
I'm wondering if part of it is because Pathfinder is so gear heavy.
Yeah.
Like 20% of your character... No, not 20%. Every 5 levels, you should be going and get 2 more extra points from gear. So, yeah, no, it is. It's about half of your proficiency is gear. So, like, your stats are one thing. Your stats are up to 4 or 5 points of bonus. Your proficiency goes up every 2 levels by 1, and your gear should go up every 2 levels by 1. So, yeah, a third of your power, like, stat-wise, should be from your gear. So, yeah, that could be part of it. That could be why they feel so weak, because they don't have that.
Yeah, they don't have any gear bonus.
And I'm wondering if there's a way to get around that. Because, like, they used to have the... Yeah. That's what the amulet of, like, Tooth and Fang were for animal companions. Yeah. You could put that on your bear, and then your bear had magical bite.
Yeah. Because, well, now, like, if you have specifically an animal companion, it shares your stats, basically, essentially.
Okay. Then, see, that makes sense, then. But summon animals aren't that, right?
Exactly.
Oh, man, I drew that great tricep, and then I covered it with an ear. Oh, man.
I think you mean trapezius.
What did I say?
Tricep.
Yeah, that's different.
Yep. Those are really big elf ears.
That's how I like it.
Yeah, I know. It is good visual language.
It's something that always drove me crazy about, like, the Tolkien elves whenever they're depicted of, like, Legolas, specifically Legolas, because it's just like he's like a human with pointy ears, and then you have half elves that just also have the pointy ears, and it's like, shouldn't that be like, if the ears are the important thing that get carried on, they should be massive.
Yeah.
Were they actually ever, like, outright said they have pointy ears? Because I heard someone say, like, in the books, elves are just kind of described as being, like, angelic or whatever, and like the
Trying to
ears
think.
is something like got added
It could
later.
That could have been the case because like
Yeah,
in
I don't
the
remember.
books, you have the Numenorians, right? So like Strider is a Numenorian. And the weird thing about them, and I'll do some basic lore here, is elves were created as like perfect beings. So yes, angelic, right? They're supposed to be these created by the light god as to be just perfect creation, whatever. Then the original elves king's sons, I believe, one of them fell in love with a human and decided, hey, I'm not gonna take the like super cool elf blessing because I want to live a mortal life with this lady. And he's like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. All of your children get to make that same decision, essentially.
Elrond is one of their kids, right?
Yeah. And so that inherently, to me, makes it sound like the Numenorians don't look like elves. They look like humans. Because of that. So at that point, you would think that how do you make it look like somebody loses angelic, whatever? So it could have been that's what the ears are. It's specifically like the thing that they lost, right? Because so maybe the pointy ears are just like a halo. But in like the cartoons and stuff, the elves looked super funny because they made them look like really skinny goblins.
Yeah, really skinny, really tall.
Like immensely long
long-legged.
legged rugby body.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're elves. And it's like, aren't they supposed to be like super pretty? But maybe the wood elves are just kind of gangly looking. So I think you're right, Corvus. I think you're right. Like it's not necessarily said that they have pointy ears. There might be a jab by Gimli about them having pointy ears.
Yeah.
I think I remember that in the movie, but
Yeah, that might be
it
in
has
the
been
movie.
it has been way too long since I've read the book. I watched a little bit of a Lord of the Rings lore video the other day, and like kind of broke my mind a little bit because the video claimed that Middle Earth is flat for the elves and round for everybody else.
Hell?
Kind
Because,
of. I totally
yeah.
get where you're coming from. So
Yeah.
So-
It, I think it was kind of a joke, but it's kind of like Valinor. Is that
yeah, because
that's the Holy Land?
So the idea is that the elves get on boats, and when they sail off into the west, they end up in heaven.
Yeah.
They just like Rainbow Bridge to heaven.
Yeah. On the
Everyone
ocean.
else just keeps going.
Yeah. Everybody else can go to the other side can
So I mean, it's
wrap around to the east.
I think
yeah.
it's supposed to be kind of metaphorical, but it's literal in the Tolkien universe. They get on a boat and they go because they don't die, right? So like, how do you go back to heaven if you don't die? You take a boat.
Which
So
totally
apparently
fits
in the Hobbit
symbolically. Yeah.
movie, they specifically made the wood elves just straight up goblins.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because this is Thranduil, Legolas's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember.
And I hate it so much.
And then,
Oh, it's amazing.
which, like, from the Silmarillion, the goblins are corrupted elves. And so, like, the goblins should look like elves, right? But they don't.
Yeah.
Which I really like that aspect of the new series that came out, the Amazon series, because you get to meet like one of the first corrupted elves.
The Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he does like he looks like an elf, but he's like all kind of mangled and stuff. And from him, like, yeah, all the goblins kind of spawned, which is cool. I like that. I like that we got to see that. Because Morgoth took the elves because he was jealous of them. He's like, I'm gonna make my own thing. It's like, that's not how you make things. You broke something. That's not cool.
No, it's mine.
Unfortunately, every time I see URLs, I just think, wow.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, like, the high elves from WoW are great, which is probably where that influence comes from for me.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're
thing with
pretty
trolls.
strongly influenced by the other trolls and orcs too. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because the long straight elf ears kind of just that instead of being vertical, that you have them horizontal. It's just like, yeah, night elves, your least favorite elf.
Out. That's fair. That's fair.
Well, like the blood elves / high elves, they're all like straight up in the air.
Yeah, I like the ears that go out instead of up. They look cooler when not in profile. Is that Jack and Daxter? Did Jack and Daxter have... Their ears went out too, I think. It adds animation when you make something bounce. Oh, man. This is supposed to have a whip.
Inky. Sorry. Sorry.
I would like the flesh of another animal to be able to remove the flesh of another animal. You got it. Whips are creepy. That's all I'm saying.
Anything made from leather or wool or any other fiber made from an animal is also weird and
Just has
creepy.
the potential to be real creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I think about that sometimes when I like, if aliens landed on Earth. It's one thing to see like there's an argument to be made about polymer products made out of like dead dinosaurs, right? It's like, oh yeah, we recycled all these old dead trees and turned it into clothes. They're like, that's cool. Versus like just wearing cotton. It's like, oh, you chopped up that plant and you're wearing it. Neat. Okay, you grew that clothes. That's pretty cool. And then you have like leather products. It's just like, ooh. We depict a lot of things that way.
Creature. Yeah. Hey, why is your most famous instrument, the violin, traditionally made by stringing the intestines of a cat?
Boys awake.
Why not?
We got so many cats and not a lot of violins.
We didn't have silk production.
That's true. Actually, can you make it out of silk? That's an interesting question.
Yes. In places like India, China, Japan, stringed instruments were often made with silken threads. Yep.
Cool.
However, in places like Mongolia, Central Asia, it was animal gut. Because it's what they have abundance of.
Yeah, miles of unbroken fibers. Intestines are super weird.
Intestines are super weird. Sinew also is pretty weird, but also an incredibly important fiber.
Yeah, Smiley boy, you have a good nap? That wasn't very long. Well, maybe it was, about 30 minutes.
Come to cause chaos.
So I've been looking for items in 2nd edition Pathfinder to help with summoning, and I've only found one that I think actually does anything, but I'm pretty sure you've probably got a feat or something else that does the same thing. This is called the Summoning Hand Scroll, and as a free action once per day, if your next action is to cast a conjuration spell, whatever you summon comes with 10 extra hit points.
Oh, that's cool. No, I don't have that.
It's a level 8 item, so price 480 gold.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
How many of those can I have? That's the real question.
Well, probably as many as you can afford. It does not say that they need to be invested in here, so...
Are they specifically like a... Are they referred to it like a catalyst? Or
Conjuration, no, they're a grimoire. Oh, okay, so according to the grimoire rules, I think you can only have one active a day.
And it's not consumed, though, I assume. It's just a...
No, it's not consumed.
Yeah,
It
it's
acts
just
as
a
yeah.
passive of the
What's up,
item
kid?
itself.
Yeah. It's a spell book with built-in meta magic, basically.
What's going on? You trying to climb up on the couch or trying to poop?
Yes.
Both?
Can totally always be both.
F's in chat. There's nobody on YouTube right now. It's fine. It's been a weird week. I'm gonna take Wednesday
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
But... This is supposed to be some kind of torture elf. I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's going on a page. It's going on a page talking about like scars and wounds. So he's got a cleaver and a whole bunch of scars. That was my... It does sound like a drow though, yeah.
What is Weretober's drawing prompt? Where at?
How original. Sorry.
At this point, there are very few animals you could do a were version of that word that would be original.
Yeah, I was gonna say like last year I think they had something like the were manatee, and I was like, okay, we've hit peak nonsense now.
Yeah,
The
where
capybara.
Quokka was the 14th.
They haven't made you do a what's the little hippo called?
Yeah, a pygmy hippo.
Were Gronk.
Yeah, I just learned that zoos all over the world are getting have been building pygmy hippo enclosures, and it's not because the little guy got super famous. It's because there's apparently a last-ditch effort to save the species because they're so endangered.
Yeah, because they're like jungle-dwelling river hippos
Mm-hmm.
from like in and around the Congo region.
Yeah, and the loss of habitat and other pressures are so bad right now that they're likely to completely disappear, which sucks. And unfortunately, politically, the Republic of Congo is not in a position to where they're going to care.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where they're like, oh yeah, we care a lot about that, but people just want to survive and eat. So it's like...
Which is fair. Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of a... I don't want to say the responsibility of other countries to prevent it, but like we could be making it easier for the people living there to not have to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because a big part of deforestation is them making crops that can be sold outside.
Yep.
Yep.
Outside of the country, so it's like...
Make Belgium fix the problem that they started.
Yep.
like break Belgium's kneecaps and make them pay.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
terrifying.
mean, that was really aggressive. Sorry.
I mean, but you're not wrong. Like,
It literally their fault.
yeah, the companies that dealt with massive deforestation in the United States, like, had to be made accountable for it. It's like, listen, you want to keep logging and stuff the way you are, you have to build sustainability into your company.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, like, we have the EPA to do that, right? Like, that's kind of the point of it. And they're like, that makes wood more expensive. It's like, yes, and then we'll have wood in the future. Like,
Yep.
that's
And also it prevents you from destroying ecosystems that many other industries rely on.
So it's one of those corporate short-sightedness things that the only thing that matters is next year's profit margin. It's like, well, in 10 years you're not going to have anything to sell. All right, let's start researching something else. It's like, that's not, god damn it. What's the new hustle? Sustainability is the new hustle, bitches. I made him
Green
way too
tech.
happy.
Yeah, he does look like an eager boy.
I need to make him look a little more like manic or frantic, maybe.
But yeah, I don't know if this will help, but I did post this.
Yeah, gargoyle face does not help. I saw that. That's what I was saying. Like, that's terrifying.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. So
Shield and whip is kind of a good idea. I dig that.
heck, that it could probably also get some value as well.
With that whip, yeah.
But I feel like if you're using a bladed whip, maybe not a bikini. I don't know.
It's Warhammer Dark Elves.
Okay.
What they do.
BDSM as a form of combat.
Less combat and more. Well, it is combat, but less BDSM, more just causing lots of pain and no pleasure.
What's the Xenobites or whatever the hell they're called?
Yeah, something like that.
Xenobites.
Pain is pleasure.
Only reason I know that word off the top of my head was I watched a video on Zonkathon. And basically he's a Cenobite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never watched Hellraiser.
Never.
That's a level of body horror
Okay,
that
What's
is
that noise? What are you doing?
fully out of my comfort zone.
Kid, oh man.
The ironic part is, in the first one, they're kind of the good guys.
I pulled the chip
Which is-
Because-
on myself.
Because they're punishing the disgusting person who's the main
Yes.
character.
Yes. Because he's a vile dude.
Well, good on them.
There's chips everywhere.
Yeah,
Being demons that actually do their job, not targeting innocent people, but the scum of the earth.
yeah. Because Pinhead, as they call him, which is the guy who made Hellraiser, hates that name.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you didn't give him a name, as far as I know.
Yep.
He was like really into the leather scene. That's why it kind of has the aesthetic that it has.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess technically, they're probably still just normal leather. I was gonna say either leather or pleather scene.
The difference is how much money you have.
Yep. I need to figure out how many formulas do I have as an alchemist at level 2. If that's a thing that I have to like be aware of.
Kid pulled a bag of chips over on his head. Chip chaos, yeah, essentially.
Okay, so
Alexander, Elliot, welcome in. Brian, welcome as well. I'll have to work on this face.
okay, so alchemists start with 2 common first level alchemical items.
Alchemical items or alchemical formulas?
Formulas is what I
Okay.
mean. In addition to any formula you gain from alchemical crafting and your research field. Because I was kind of looking around at Ancestries, and apparently, like, a really good option for an alchemist is hobgoblins,
Okay.
because they get to start with they have a first level feat called Alchemical Scholar, and you get 4 common items that you can add to your.
Nice. The weird thing
And every
about
time
that
you
is there's
level up, you get an additional one. So
Okay, that's good. That's really good. Let's see if we can get owlbears. Probably. There's a book you can buy that has all of the common. Maybe it's. Yeah, I think it has all the common formulas in it for alchemical
Yeah.
items. So like matches and whatever else.
Yeah.
So really,
Yeah.
you're only picking like the formulas for. Boop.
Uncommon and
Potions. Yeah,
Potions?
potions,
Yeah. bombs.
bombs, things like that. Like, but like the fact that it's worded that way is really weird. Which I hate that they're trying to like, oh, find something that's tagged. It's like, you did not build a system for us to look at things in tagged format. Like, what are you doing?
At least
there's
not
not,
on
like-
Foundry.
Yeah. And it's essentially just like, so what you want to do is find that page in the player's handbook and just print it out.
Yeah.
It's like, I can make all this crap.
Yes. So you get a formula book for free for being an alchemist.
It's your spell book.
Each formula book can hold formulas up to 100 different items. Formulas can also appear on parchment sheets, tablets, or almost any other material. No need for you to copy them into a specific book, so as long as you keep them on hand to reference them. Kind of cool. That you don't have to like spend time and energy in like copying them into your notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a spell book.
Unlike
they're
a
not-
wizard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a recipe book.
Which is something I thought was interesting because, like, the whole concept of, like, wizards hiding their spells or they're written in a way that only they can read, like, that's an alchemy thing.
Yep.
Alchemists do not want to give away their secrets.
But also masons and any other guild
Yeah.
working person did the same thing.
I'm sorry about this.
Lots of
noise.
allegory.
The kid is yelling into the ottoman. Yeah?
Wow.
Blah blah. Blah blah blah.
Put my mouth on it, scream. Put my mouth on it, scream. Da 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 da. You happier now that you got a nap? Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Looks like I gotta head out here in a second. So
Okay.
Alright, see you later.
hopefully I'll be back before y'all leave.
Hopefully. Hopefully I'll be around for a while.
Mhm.
Okay.
I guess we'll
Catch you
see.
later.
Yo.
Bye. All right, chat. So I'm gonna draw a were rat. You probably won't be able to see it, but
Oh, I can switch it over. I think I need
No,
to take
no.
a break from this anyways, so.
oh, do you? Okay. I wasn't gonna do it in Aggie. I was gonna do it in my own thing. but
Oh, okay.
I can switch it over. I was just asking. I want to do like a cute rat eating something, I need a foodstuff
Pumpkin.
that a were rat would be eating. Oh, it is October. Pumpkin would be good.
Eat the pumpkin. Okay, let me roll some dice. Let me figure out what we're gonna do here. Brain, no good. There we go. Oh, drinking Dr. Pepper, and now I'm like, my brain's going crazy.
Hmm.
I'm all hopped up on shit. There was a sweet moment this morning when the kiddo was just like screaming nonstop for like 30 minutes. And Skippy just like walked in the room and just like walked up and sat next to him, and he started petting him and calming him down. I was like, that's cool. I'm glad that happened.
Good job, cat.
Good job, cat. You done did it. I moved my dice and I can't find them. Why do I have 3 boxes of dice on my desk? I don't know. I have my DM dice, I have my playing dice, and I have my box of dice. Why can't I only find one of them? I don't know. I don't know. I rolled a natural 1. Kobold ghost in a costume trick-or-treating. Oh, kobold in a ghost costume trick-or-treating. That's a good one. Delete row. The Patreon rewards went out on Friday, so people might start getting those. I thought I was... Wait, today's Friday. Monday. They went out on Monday. I was hoping to get the video for the latest Patreon reward stuff done. It's not done. So people are going to get preemptive spoilers.
Mm.
Oh, China man. Kobolds. But I also had the Halloween stickers in there, which I like. I'm happy with those.
Yeah, if you're doing viewer suggestions, I'll join you.
Sure.
What does a 19 get me?
Reroll.
Yep.
Roll me a D12.
What's the dice?
Yeah,
A
roll me a
D12?
D12.
Where was that roll in my game last night? I rolled so many 3s.
Oh yeah, how'd the game go?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. I rolled a 6. No, sorry, a 9.
I will let you decide if you want to do this. This says 3 trench coats in a goblin. Not appropriate. But maybe. I'll let you take that however you want. Trench coat goblin, goblins in a trench coat, goblin eating a trench coat. Or you can reroll, your choice. I might take that off the list, because it's not...
Yeah, I don't know how to draw that, and I don't want to think that hard, so give me the 6.
The 6? Okay. Large sharp-teethed cat where the mouth is on the stomach and pretending to be cute. Creepy.
Okay. I'll do it.
So it's essentially a Skittermander.
Yeah.
The dead body.
Interesting.
Probably. Yeah, it sounds like someone was
Interesting
stabbed with a trench coat, which probably not appropriate. Raiden White? What's this atomic? Is this more MDCM whatever stuff? Matt Colville, the board game.
The SUMCDM TTRPG. Mentioned were rats and those. Okay, interesting. Okay, I'll take a look at it because I need some inspo for that.
LCDs, DVDs. Sorry, I just started running through like MCU, CR, DCI, or what's the one? Copyright claims. DCMI? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I heard inspiration for wares.
Correct, yeah.
It's a wear trench coat. You're doing real good, kid. You're standing up. You're still tired, though.
Got his flu shot. Flu shot and COVID shot 2 days ago, and yesterday he slept like all day.
Yeah.
So he's like super amped up, but also still tired.
Poor kid. Poor kid.
Flautist? Cuter or sexier? Careful there. Where rats spreading plague? Yeah, I mean that's essentially a Warhammer again.
Yep.
Which isn't bad.
No. I was drawing one of those for a Skaven for somebody. Was that for you, Atomic Sorcery? I can't remember. It's still in my folder waiting to be finished. Because I'm still trying to figure out how to paint. Shading is much harder for me when I'm working at full opacity instead of allowing myself to do transparent layers and build up.
There's I was talking to OKSDM.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're finishing up some of the stuff for the Sagas book. And here's another project he wants to work on. He's asking about just doing like just line art. It's like, oh, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Jeebus, kid. You doing okay? What is stuck to your face? What is this? Gross. How did you get covered in dirt? What is happening here? This obviously needs to be cleaned. You okay? I fell over. Yeah? What happened? You're covered in gross.
I vacuum like every other day, and he still finds just dirt. Just attracted to it.
I blame the cats.
Gotta lick it.
Why?
Hey, stop. Pick me up. Okay, let me smash the keyboard. Nope.
Where did the trick or treat thing come from?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because, like, it seems weird to me that we've kind of glorified, like, kids going around the neighborhood dressed in costumes threatening people. Not just threatening, but, like, extorting people.
It has an awful lot to do with Christmas for any Western European country that employed serfdom as a economic system.
tavern singer is new to town. The town lead singer and getting threats. The hired adventures on a town sewers. An old admirer has become enamored with the singer. Wait, the singer's a were-rat or the admirer is a were-rat? That's how I started my campaign for some of my friends. Actually, it's in the same location that we're starting this one, because I like my setting. Maybe I won't talk about that then, because then Druid won't know.
I remember a fair amount of it. Were we starting in Antics Bar again?
No.
No? Okay.
Essentially, it's that location, but it's not owned by him. Some of my friends wanted to get into D&D because they never played, and so I started this. But instead of doing what I normally do of having them go like down in the dungeon, I started them in a bar, and the bartender's like, "Oh, I got rats in my cellar," because that's what you do to new people. And they're like, haha, that's a Baldur's Gate reference. I'm like, yep. And then they go down there and it's a bunch of were-rats. And they all got infected with were-rat lycanthropy. And so then the campaign became them trying to fix it. Just like, we don't want to be were-rats. And it's like, well, you gotta go into the forest, find an evil hag. She knows how to fix it. So that was fun. I could still do that. I could still infect everybody with lycanthropy.
Absolutely. And you have mentioned that a little bit before, I believe. In the Mist thing, it didn't Jump Rope's character that she brought come from that because she had lycanthropy.
Yep, that's her blood hunter. She made a blood hunter, and then I turned her into a werewolf, and she's like, "That's really fun." I was like, "Yeah, I think that's a better way to do the blood hunter." Okay, the kid just vanished.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, how did you do that? No, don't eat rugby. He was legit under my chair, just munching on a piece of paper with rugby on it. I vacuum.
Learned how to teleport.
And you get silent and it scares me.
Your child's picked up the Misty Step spell.
Yeah. Tiny hobbit. Caramel candy apple might be a good thing for it to hold.
Caramel candy apple? I like that idea. I feel like a rat would probably enjoy a sweet caramel candy apple more than a plain pumpkin.
Well, that's a sharp corner I need to sand down.
I'm glad you found it before the kid did.
Yep. 2 weeks. He's been crawling for 2 weeks. Our life is complicated. Is it gonna have two mouths? Or is it not gonna have the top mouth?
The top mouth is not going to be smiling, but...
Oh, kid.
I've already got the tummy mouth in.
Ha ba ba. Yeah, you like the tablet? I hope the tablet is kid juice proof. Blap. Blap blap.
Chat, is my YouTube stream way behind, or are you guys also still seeing the update thing from Magma Studio on the screen?
Oh, good lord. No one said anything. Is nobody actually watching the YouTube? I was gonna say everybody in Discord.
Everybody's here to just listen and hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, we are basically a podcast.
Interact. Get out of here. Okay, there we go. I gotta be right back. 1 second. Sorry.
No worries. You're cleaning? That's an excellent excuse, Bri. Trying to look and glance over, but the winter winds have me in a little pain. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Elliot. It's been raining here for like 3 days. And my joints this morning were real stiff. I've got a little bit of the dreary weather blahs. Plays with your sinuses, that sucks. Yeah, I totally can see that when the weather gets dry and yep. I'm sorry. I don't want to do the flat ears if this is supposed to be cute.
What do you think? Good time? Not good time?
So what's your new campaign like?
It's pretty. It's kind of based on Bloodborne in terms of setting, so it's pretty grim dark. And we're having an interesting time. It's an interestingly mixed party. My character is like chaotic, leaning towards evil. There's a priest of the healing church that is like outright evil, but is like obsessed with their image. So they put on a very, not holier than thou, but they put on a very uh, good person sort of facade, and that facade like never slips. So they're a lot of fun to play against, actually. And
Is it supposed
then
to be PvP based?
what was that?
Is it like PvP based played against, or just?
No, we are investigating. We're investigating monsters that have started coming from a town, and nobody's heard anything from the town in a while. So we have been hired as mercenaries to go in and take a look at things. The setting is really interesting because there's like magic tied to moon phases that like affects the whole world in the battlefield, and there's it's
Yeah.
not a major mechanic, but there's a little bit of a sanity mechanic.
I was kind of wondering how you'd play. Oh, I rolled again. I'm doing a pumpkin-headed centaur with a huge sickle. Bloodborne's an interesting one because like all of the Dark Souls universes are so kind of fallen apart.
Yeah, exactly. And this is very much that. You get a sense of that in the world.
So like even in Elden Ring, like there's a weird concept thing that's going on within the game that is not rightly apparent. Where like you show up in whatever the hell it's called, and it's like, is that directly connected to the outside world or not? Because like you meet, Corvus might be able to answer this. You meet the summoner chick, and her big thing is like she got called to the castle to give up her limbs.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to do that, and so it's like, are there towns of people that the castle actually has control over? Or is everything kind of just that desperate? Whereas in some of the other Dark Souls games, like you start becoming hollowed, so you leave your family and go in search of wherever it is we go.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that's always been like, it's kind of the afterlife, but not really.
Yeah. So in our campaign setting, it very clearly is connected to the rest of the world.
Okay.
Because all of your characters, I don't think anybody else has got this information. It might just be me, and that's probably because Dagon ran this campaign for our not this campaign, but another campaign in the module for our other table.
Gotcha.
Like a couple of years ago, and in that one we all came from outside, and it was the story was of us getting there was specifically about like adventurers coming to this large prominent walled town that had suddenly become super isolated, and there was a sickness going around it, and like the sickness was basically there to
Hollow people.
it's kind of a mimic of the Bloodborne.
Bloodborne is different than that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But well, kind of. But Bloodborne is still kind of wholly within a dream, right?
Yeah, I think the canon response is that Bloodborne takes place inside of a painting inside of the Dark Souls universe.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Like it's somebody's concept of trying to like keep the world alive. But something to that effect. I'd have to re-look it up. Corvus might know.
Yeah.
Bloodborne is weird.
Interesting. Bloodborne is weird. I just know that like the opening sequence where your character gets injected with the blood is, I think, the only thing that happens in the real world. everything else after that happens inside a dream that is like a collective dream of the town. Or at least that's what the overt lore implies. According to my understanding, help me out here, chat. Am I totally out of left field here?
Let's play the concept in Zweihan or Shadows of the World Wizard or even Hunter as a Dark Age game. Yeah, it could be fun. I think it's an interesting concept for the world.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with it is like the concept of time is broken. Because it's inherently trying to be a roguelike. I mean, so a lot of the world lore is forced around a game mechanic.
Yeah. Which is not. I mean, they could make it work, but it's not.
It's just not important.
Ideal.
Like, that's the thing. Like,
yeah.
For people, inherently, if you wanted to write a story, and this is true about most video games, the story is written that you never die, right? Whereas the mechanic of those games is you die a lot, and so they're like, oh yeah, when you die, you just kind of reconstitute at the fires, just like everybody else, and that's why you could keep having to fight the same shit over and over again, because it's just, it's weird. It's like, okay.
I kind of like that though, right?
Yeah, like
I think there's a lot of games that have tried to make weird respawn mechanics make sense in the game, and very few have done it successfully. I think my favorite version of a game trying to make it make sense internally, the respawn mechanic makes sense internally, is and you probably won't agree with this, but Borderlands I think is very funny with how they do it.
Oh, I don't
and I very much enjoyed it. You don't remember?
No, I said, I think I only played the first one.
Yeah. It's the idea is that your quote unquote health insurance for everybody that lives on the planet, and this is like installed by the company that brought the convicts in to mine everything. You're basically you get a biometric scan every time you pass a specific one of these way stations, and they make a clone of you every time you die, so that you can continue to work. And then they deduct half of what you or a percentage of the money that you had on your person at the time in order to pay for it.
Which is really funny.
Yeah. It's the new U station or something like that. Yeah, and it was very much designed to be tongue in cheek, kind of like corporate, like you are a corporate slave,
Yeah.
and
song,
we're gonna
one of the
profit
guys
off of
writes
your
it.
death over and over again. Yeah.
What the hell is it? The Stupendium wrote a pretty good song about that, about the company.
Yeah. Picking up the company, Lethal Company did it pretty well as well.
Yeah, you're just a different person. Just like,
Yeah, you're just a different person, a new person hired because the company killed everybody in the old one because they couldn't meet their quota.
Which makes no sense. Like,
No,
it's you could just as easily tell people that that's what you do, and it would be more efficient than actually killing them off.
Yeah, no, 100%. But nothing in that game makes sense or is supposed to. It's all supposed to be weird and stupid and
Yes, it's supposed to be.
and scary and funny.
I love that mentality of like, oh, this guy's a genius. He did all this very clever stuff. It's like, yes, I did. All intentional.
I'm not necessarily saying that everything there was intentional. I think they made a game and
Yeah.
saw how scuffed it was, thought that it was funny, and decided, you know what, now it's a feature.
Yep. That
And I've got
because
nothing.
I said something and I made a joke and Jump Rope didn't get it. And then she corrected me on my own joke. I'm like, no, that's not what I was trying to say. She's like, oh, I gave you way too much credit then. And I was like, apparently. You can't. No. I'm gonna turn the lights off on that keyboard.
What happened? Did you drop it?
There we go.
Oh, that was my knee.
This is a much more squart kitty than I was intending to draw. Oh well.
I feel like I've drawn a naked centaur, and that feels wrong to me.
Put them in a turtleneck sweater. Weirdly, I think it like I get what you're coming from. I think it might be weirdly because you don't have enough like detail on the torso. And so it kind of looks like they're wearing a nude suit, which is inherently uncomfortable.
Yeah. Here you go, kid. Just chewing on. What? No, not my pencil. You can't have that. You break it. You break it, and Papa can't work. Here, play with your keyboard. Here you go. Click, click, click. Oh, buttons. Okay. He's kind of emaciated, a little bit.
Not really. He's just not superhero proportions like we usually do.
I was trying to do more skeleton.
I am about that skinny IRL.
I was gifted a tiny, like, learning keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
That, one, is not QWERTY. It's in alphabetical order, which is weird. But when you hit the space bar just gives, like, it's just an affirmation button. Like, you push it, it's like, good job. Well done. Keep trying. It's just kind of like, I guess bony would be a better word.
Yeah, well, if I'm honest, both bony and emaciated also describe me as well, so I shouldn't really push back on you too much for it. But yeah, they're definitely got a slight build. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm thinking of Thresh. Thresh has a... Not Thresh. Dang it. League of Legends, there's a centaur guy. Maybe he has a spear. Might have like a spear. He's a ghost. Ghost centaur. Which looks really cool. Hecarim? It might be Hecarim. Well, now instead of pushing the keyboards, he's flipped the keyboard over and just stepping on it and letting it randomly push buttons. Whatever. Whatever. Poor Chuck Nut. Chuck Nut got mind control and is going to murder the party.
Well, he's gonna try.
Is that actually the intent? Like, because it seems like I'm just supposed to protect the monster, right? Like,
No, it is absolutely the intent that you're supposed to.
everyone is zombies now and I should be terrified.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's no, you're not. Yeah, we can talk about it more in the game, but you're not actually supposed to be terrified. It's supposed to be kind of like this. You're kind of supposed to act like Fineye if everything Fineye saw was undead. It's supposed to be this kind of righteous indignation of, oh, all of these things are undead. It is my duty to joyfully cleanse the world of this.
No,
Corruption.
no,
No fear.
not feared and not confused. Very much
Correct.
so. Understand. Kill these things.
Yeah.
Got it. I actually should have gotten a. Well, no, maybe not. I think I did. I think I did try to help, and I failed twice with a hero point, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play him any different. I'm just gonna switch targets.
Yep. That is the intent. Chat for your so you guys understand what happened in our game on Saturday. They were fighting a bunch of zombies that were moving towards a skeletal titan. They're supposed to try to kill the titan, although nobody's been able to before. And the big guy, when the small zombies came close, started eating them. And if anybody in the party gets too close to the big guy, they hear whispers in their brain, and if they fail 2 consecutive wisdom saving throws, then they get mind controlled and they see everyone and everything as undead except for the big guy, and think that everything is an enemy.
Yeah, between Joker Toxin and Scarecrow's fear stuff, Batman's got some psychedelic problems.
Yeah.
Many of those stories are about all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah. Man, the Batman the Animated Series, the episode that scared me the most was the one where he had amnesia and was like in a work camp.
What the fuck? I don't remember that one.
I think it was like in season 1.
Doesn't help.
No.
What's up, kid? You ready for food? Yeah, that's the food noise. Okay, I'll be right back. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want another roll before I go?
No, I'm still
Okay.
working on this. Trying to figure something out.
good?
With Rook and Corvus not here, I can tell you guys, chat. Rook kind of got the better end of the deal. Some of the smaller zombies were trying to grapple Corvus's character and sacrifice him. Blood sacrifice to the Titan. Sometimes I'm not a very good GM. Just so you know. There we go. This feels so much better with just a little bit of shading. I need treasure for a war spirit at the very start of an adventure to set the tone for the adventure. Treasure. Treasure for or from a war spirit? I'm gonna need a little bit more context to help you out. And which system are you playing in?
There's no I in team, but there's con in economy.
What was that?
I don't think it was about the song I was talking about earlier. I just remembered. I don't think it's about Borderlands. I think it's about Strange New World.
Oh,
The
Gotcha.
Outer World song. There we go. Yeah. There's
Elliot
no INT,
needs-
or there's no
Hmm.
I in team, but there's con in economy. It's great.
Elliot needs some treasure reward suggestions.
Treasure for War Spirit at the very start of an adventure to set the tone for the adventure. Basically facing Nago from Princess Mononoke. I mean, knives are good. Fangs from bigger creatures. Magical fangs. Masks would be really cool. Like Princess Mononoke's mask. You could make that buff up whatever their main stat is. Not their stat, but like their main function. That's something I really like doing. Like if somebody builds a character that's like, oh, I'm the best archer in the world, just give them cool bows. Like give them
Yeah.
utility bows, like rope arrows and stuff like that.
Yeah. Naga was the boar.
So bullets. Give him more bullets.
The bullet is actually a pretty good idea. A cursed black iron bullet that is basically the only thing left from the corpse.
It gives them poison or something, or it could be a stone that they have that makes all their natural attacks do poison or something like that.
Yeah.
Tusk could be turned into a war horn. Yeah, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Toxic orb, toxic iron orb. I think the tusk could be like basically whatever their weapon is too. They could just turn that into like a dagger or a spear.
Yeah, or short sword, or
Yeah, boar spears are pretty. I was gonna say fundamental, but that's not right. Pretty classic item. If you kill a boar, find a boar spear, right?
yep.
Got stabbed, killed the guy that stabbed him. Done and done.
Hey Rook, do you also have the in Magma that now the menu on the right hand side for like color picking and the brush and stuff that's all like compacted and now you have to like click to pop them out individually?
No.
That's happened to me and I can't figure out why it's done that to me or how to undo it. How to make it docked so I have the full toolbar. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, I'll finish up my kitty and then I'll poke around in settings and see if I can figure it out. I was just wondering. Just me, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking around here and I don't see anything. Did you download the app or something?
No. I with my computer problems that I've had this week, I did like clear my cookie cache and browsing history and everything. So I think that's what's done it. This might just be the new default, but
Click
like
on the
I
little,
didn't.
Click on the little
other than that,
cog and go full mode or simple mode.
That's done it. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yep. Oh man, I'm tired. Tired, my head hurts. Oh no, La Nina's back.
La Nina? You getting rain?
Apparently.
I've had rain for a couple of days.
Fear it's gonna be a cold winter. That's fine. The Confederacy was bad. States' rights to do what? YouTube's driving me crazy, actually, now that I think about it. Like,
Yeah, me
YouTube
too.
Shorts has basically devolved into TikTok now, where it's just like it's just a video playing of like a dog or a kitten or some old guy just like nodding his head like and then a meme just plastered over the top. And then it's like 3 seconds long with a random song playing, and like the chat is it's not long enough to read the whole meme, so
Yep.
you have to watch it like 4 times, and that's like
Yep.
that's done it. That's how you get engagement. There you go. Go make millions of dollars on YouTube, everybody. I've told you how to do it, and I don't want to do it.
Yep.
I spent all day yesterday just like not interested. Don't show me this channel. Not interested, and it just so many people. It's flooded YouTube Shorts. Makes me sad. Makes me sad.
I told you my rule, right? I'm not allowed to scroll
Yeah.
anymore. If I want to watch a short, I have to, like, it has to show up in my feed in another way, and I got to click on it.
Elliot, what
What system?
system are you playing? Yeah. It's +2 damage to a spell. Really powerful.
Yeah.
Like it breaks magic missile. +2 damage to a spell. Breaks magic missile. Let's do one more of these at least.
I think this is probably the only one I'm going to get done.
That's fine. Vampire Centaur is a fish. It's got to be a fish. Saying a weird name and then giving me a huge scientific name, it doesn't clarify anything. it just adds more questions. It is a red. Oh, okay. It's the vampire jellyfish.
Ah.
But as a warlock somehow. Delete row. Gotta bust out the dark red. Here we go. This is gonna look like a really weird sex toy for a little bit. Maybe a sandworm. It could look like a sandworm. Have you seen the memes of people like recreating the sandworm scene from Dune with different stuff?
No.
Like they'll put like a tiny little action figure on the back of their snake. Just like let it ride around the house. It's pretty funny.
That's cool.
Level 1 people who typically have 18 to 20 hit points in draw steel. Right, but if like I said, magic missile. So you're using draw steel. That answers my question, I think. If you have spells that do additional Like a fireball, plus 2 damage on a fireball, not bad, right?
Yeah.
But plus 2 damage on a magic missile is technically plus 2 damage on each die. So you need to be careful about that. And like, we're hitting multiple targets. Each of those targets gets an additional plus 2 damage. Some of the spells can be a little weird. So
Yeah. It would be the same with Firebolt or not Firebolt. What's the one that shoots 3 fire darts? Flame Strike? No.
Strike? No, that's not right. Flame.
Well, that doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. Any spell that's going to
Flame bolt.
flame. Maybe just Flame Bolt.
Firebolt? It might be firebolt.
Firebolt is the cantrip.
Scorching
I
ray.
think.
Scorching ray also does more.
Scorching Ray is the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, like that's the big thing. Like if you give plus 2 damage to a sword, you're still only hitting one person, so that's plus 2 damage. But if you add
Yeah,
plus 2 to a fireball and then you hit 15 people, that's plus 30 damage, just from that. Just from that one thing. So plus 2 damage to a spell is a lot different than plus 2 damage to a weapon. So let's just be careful.
Especially if it hits multiple targets.
Yeah.
You're so good at standing up, kid. Yeah.
He does this really funny thing where he'll climb up like an ottoman or a chair or something like with his hands, and then he's like, and now I want up it, and he doesn't know how to jump, so he just kind of like pops his little ankles, and just like beep. It's like that didn't work, did it? He's just like, why am I not on the chair?
How did I get up here? What's happening? Goo goo. Goo goo. Yeah. Nope.
Well, you gotta break all daddy stuff.
Because it's fun.
Seriously, what makes a warlock out of a jellyfish? Kid? No.
Jeez.
Are vampire jellyfish like transparent or translucent?
Yeah, they're red. They're transparent, but red. See if I can find a picture. I mean, I had a picture, but I'll post it in the Discord. It's one of these.
Gotcha. My initial thought is to give it some sort of like arcane core, like maybe it 8 magic item that's given it sentience.
That would work, but once again, maybe it's like a finger.
Yeah.
He ate a lich's finger, and that's his patron.
Yeah.
Somebody posted, it might have been Corvus. It might have been Inferno, I'm not sure. An ooze that was a coffee. It's like a coffee ooze. It's probably still in meme chat. But I like that idea that a coffee cup becomes like a snail. Your coffee just gets up and walks
Yeah.
away. You're like, what the hell? I'll fight anybody.
Yeah, there it is. I missed that. That is very funny. That reminds me an awful lot of Crab Souls.
Crab souls? What is that?
It's the nickname for that Souls-like hermit crab game that came out
Oh, I forgot
earlier
about that.
this
Yeah,
year
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that everybody was obsessed with for like 2 weeks.
I'm gonna. Do I have to do it this way? Hold on. Let me think about this. Kind of have a not a hot topic, a hot take.
You
Corvus might disagree with me on this, but my hot take for all like the Demon Souls and Dark Souls games is everybody thinks it's like the crazy world building and lore and like ridiculous boss fights that make those games good. It's like it's not. The thing that makes those games good is that they have super tight controls and you feel like it's your fault when you die.
Yeah.
Like that's it. So like and then on top of that they have really good boss battle dynamics. They build really cool things.
Yeah.
All those are plus. But when you distill it down, you can make Dark Souls with a crab because it just like that's the prerequisite is that it has really tight controls and feels good to play. And a lot of games just don't get that.
Yeah. I think I agree with you because if we look at Monster Hunter, like traditionally Monster Hunter has it has pretty cool it has good world building and it has cool big boss battles and stuff like
It's clunky
by
as fuck.
yeah, but the it is so clunky. And when you die, it rarely feels like your fault, right? It feels like the 3 second latency on your controller when you go to make a dodge or whatever maneuver you're trying to do. It feels like the controls are fighting you, not the monster. Yeah.
Yeah. You mad because I don't let you eat the headphones?
If Monster Hunter had really tight controls and was a little bit more grimdark, it could very easily qualify as a Souls-like.
Yeah. So like the thing with Monster Hunter as well is because they do session-based play. Like you go out to a world and you hunt that area for a little bit.
Yeah.
The original Dark Souls games were a lot more linear, but you could
Yeah.
backtrack. Like you could backtrack.
Yeah.
It's like I go here, I fight the boss. I go somewhere else, I fight the boss, and then I'm done with that place forever. So like, I think Monster Hunter could actually benefit from. I mean, its grind is a little high.
Yes.
That's part of that game type.
Yeah.
I think things being a little more linear would be a lot more interesting than the crafting system, which I mean, it's just a different thing.
Yeah.
That's the reasons I don't like the Monster Hunter games is because they are a little too gear grindy.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think the reason that they're so gear grindy is to balance the fact that you don't have character levels, but the entirety of your character progression comes through the gear that you craft.
Because like that's the thing that bothers me about it is like there's a lot of places like yeah you can't really do this area until you upgrade your gear. So how do I upgrade my gear? You play the same level 12 times. It's like you're not going to give me 12 different missions. Like nope. Just play the same thing 12 times, and it's like that sucks.
Yeah. I'm still frustrated with the RNG. I believe I've told you before that my brother, in order to move on, he needed for his next armor set, he needed a Rathalos Ruby, I think, which was like a high level drop from the Rathalos, which is the
Big T-Rex
red
thing, right?
fire wyvern.
Oh okay.
Yeah. It was a flagship monster. Anyway, like he played that one level every day for 3 months. And because it was RNG based and it was a rare drop and his luck was so bad, he never got it.
Not fun game. Not
Nope.
fun game design.
Nope.
It's my problem with Diablo 2. Diablo as well, I should say. Diablo
Yep.
2 is probably my favorite of all of them. It's just like, it's not just even finding the gear at that point, but like finding the gear with the right stats on it. It's just like, ugh. This is not good gameplay.
Yeah, yeah.
If you gain a surge, they gain an additional to the max equals class plus 1. Class max plus 1.
You know, Elliot, like I understand the desire to make the iron ball like a magic focus because of the lore of the world, but in my mind, I think it functions better as a crafting material for a normal weapon.
I guess the other thing is just with that is if they gain surge, they get an additional to their max equal class plus 1. So like I see what you're saying. Like it seems like that's kind of a mechanic that's already built in. So maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
I
But
think
that's why it matters depending on what you're playing because they all are different. Like a +2 to anything in Pathfinder is not as amazing as +2 to anything in 5e.
yeah.
+1 to your spell DCs? Oh no! Not game breaking in Pathfinder.
No.
D&D breaks the fucking game like you would not believe.
And when in our game, the module, the 5e game, I was consistently floored by how low the numbers were that we were playing with. In 5e, it was just like because I'm so used to Pathfinder now, I'm used to seeing the math to mid to high 20s on your guys' rolls.
It's
And
really funny when you look at like, especially level 1 5e,
yeah,
because you're like, does a 12 hit, and then everything it hits everything except goblins. Goblins are fucking so hard to hit at level 1. It's just like why? Like well they're really tiny and have high dex and armor. It's just like, oh lord.
Yeah. No, but it was wild and refreshing to see. Like if I rolled that in 5e, it was like even on my best skills, I was still getting a much like a significantly lower number than my passive would be. Like I trained perception, where at level 7 I got 7's perception. I rolled a 3, which admittedly is a very poor roll, but like as a total of 10, and my passive was 17. I was like, fuck me, this is just undeniably bad. Whereas in Pathfinder, if you're expected to a skill enough, you usually still get something.
I rolled a 30. Yeah. And that's something I always liked about Pathfinder too. It's just like if you start a character at level 1 in Pathfinder, and you're like, I'm a goblin and a rogue. It's like cool. You just nothing's gonna see you. Like just take that as gospel for a little while, and that's fine. Like that's you're just it's inherently fun to be a little overpowered in some areas.
Yes, and a little underpowered in some areas. Anyway, I am enjoying the game, but the GM's curse of bad dice rolls when you're playing as a character and not GMing, it got me bad last night. It got me real bad.
I think a big part of that is the amount of rolling.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because when you're DMing, you're rolling shit all the time or just making stuff up. But then when you're not, you roll maybe 3 dice in a game, and you just like, if 2 of those rolls are bad, it's like, man, I suck at this. Like it just doesn't feel good.
Uh-oh, I'm crackling on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
That might be because my voice is kind of low and bad today, because I spoke too much yesterday.
Okay, I think I probably better call it here. This kid's getting spicy.
Mm.
But we got some stuff drawn, which is good. Thank you for drawing some stuff with me.
Yeah, one thing.
Oh, my neck just popped. I'll probably keep working on this other thing throughout the day slowly over time. But, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for this week. Next week should be back to normal again. Hopefully the kid will be calmed down by then to where I can actually stream for a while. Instead of being a spoiled little shit. Yeah, spoiled little shit. Hold me. All the time, nonstop. I'm afraid I'm going to have to get the big baby cage out. I have, like, a whole bunch of, like, little baby gates that attach to each other so you can make, like, a pen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been hesitant to bring them out because I don't want to, like, I would prefer that he learns that he can go wherever he wants. He just has to be smart about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know how long that'll last since he's been crawling for 2 weeks and he's already like, I'm going to go to the living room. It's like, well, you can't go to the living room by yourself. So I might at least have to put up a baby gate on one of the doors. So
Yeah.
we can go that way, but we'll see. It's an ongoing process. So, thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. If you haven't watched any of the YouTube shorts that I put out in the last 2 weeks, they're doing very poorly. I don't know what it is. They're just like people just aren't watching them. It's weird. So I might have to try something different. But go watch those. Watch those. Share them with your friends. Give them a thumbs up and a comment, because that's how YouTube does its thing. Even if it's just something stupid, helps a lot. So, other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch y'all next week. Hopefully, I will get the video done. Ooh, I should work on the video, but I want to work on the commission. I want to get the video done before Halloween, so I should probably get that done this weekend or early next week. So, watch out for that. That's all I got. Keep your dice on the table, everybody. We'll catch you later. Bye. Okay, let's go get you some food.